Yo, what's going on, guys? Shameen here. Happy Friday. Today, I want to talk about my switch to insurance adjusting, why it's definitely a great career to consider, my experience so far, and why I decided to make the decision to make the jump, and what's happened so far. So, for those of you who don't know, because I've spoken about it a few times on my channel and on Twitter, but I became an insurance adjuster. I got my insurance adjusting license in Texas and several other states in at the end of July. I got my Texas license at the end of July, and then I got a few other licenses in the beginning to middle of August, and started my first insurance adjusting role at the end of August. So I quit my job. I was working as an SEO consultant for a large SEO agency, and I was not really happy with that job. I wasn't a fan of how things were being run and how things were going, so I was definitely going to quit that job regardless. Now, I guess I would have just stayed within the industry if I didn't take this opportunity, but I talked to the homie Steven Story and a few other adjusters that I knew from Twitter, and with the earning potential, I was like, yeah, I definitely need to look into this because, I mean, you can easily make about $8,000 to $12,000 a month as an independent insurance adjuster. For those of you who don't know, insurance adjusters are the people who help to handle insurance claims when people have accidents or there's damage to people's automobiles or their homes. Then they use their auto or homeowners insurance and file a claim to help get reimbursed. So the people who help with investigating and going over coverages and either confirming or denying coverage, looking into policies, working with customers, assessing the damage, evaluating all that. I mean, there's all sorts of different kinds of insurance adjusting, but that's the main gist. So as an independent adjuster, you basically are a contractor. You work for an adjusting firm, and then these firms take these contracts from these larger insurance carriers like State Farm and Nationwide and Allstate and Liberty Mutual, and all these different insurance carriers rely on these firms because by law they're required to respond to these insurance claims in a certain in a timely manner or within a certain time frame. So they rely heavily on the independent contractor workforce to help provide that. So it's a really unique industry to be in with just the way that they hire. Like, you don't even get jobs in a regular way. You basically work on these contracts called deployments to where you get contracted a certain number of hours, and whether it's a daily rate or there's different ways that they pay you, daily rate or hourly rate or other ways that they can do it. And typically you work actually pretty long hours. Like, they definitely work you in this industry. I'm working 60 hours a week right now, which is pretty normal. They often have you working, six days a week, 10 hours a day. Some people even work 7 days a week, because when you're on these deployments, you're just handling claims nonstop and helping to settle these claims. But once again, the hours are long, but the money can be lucrative. I mean, if you're cash flowing pretty much 8K to 12K a month, depending on your monthly expenses, you can be coming up with a nice amount of money to, save or invest. So that's why I'm excited to now be in this industry, to be able to take advantage of it. And another good thing is you don't need a degree or anything like that to get this job or to work in this field. You can basically do everything as long as you have the licenses and the certifications, and be able to, get on these rosters and get on these deployments. Because I have no bachelor's degree or anything like that. I just got my license in Texas. I got those other states. And then I just started getting to work on some other little industry certifications and, redid my resume. So within a month of getting licensed, I was actually hired. And I actually took a more junior position for my first role, but it's very common for people to enter this industry as a full-on adjuster as well. I'm starting a new deployment at the end of the month, and there's a bunch of people on that deployment that are going to be, this is going to be their first role in the industry. And, you can basically get licensed and get on your first deployment in this industry and off the bat be making, $5,000 every 2 weeks from the jump. I don't know any other industry like that. I mean, you have people in tech doing stuff like that, but it usually takes you years to get to that point, or requires a lot of experience. This industry has very low barriers to entry, so you can get into this industry very reasonably. You can get into this industry with less than maybe $1,500. You take your courses, your exams, your state licenses, and all that considered, any certification you might need that's extra. I mean, that's definitely not too much. You'll pay off the expenses that it took you to get into this industry with your first paycheck. So for anybody who's interested in looking into it more, I'll put some links in the description, because I actually took Stephen Story's course, Roadmap to Becoming an Independent Adjuster. I got that course before I moved to Texas back in May, and I was just taking the course part-time because I was still working my job full-time, my other job. But then once I moved to Texas and I quit my job, I was already halfway done with the course. Then I finished the rest of it in a week, got licensed in Texas, passed my exam in a week. And then I just waited and started just waiting for all these licenses to come in, redid my resume. And, by the end of August, I was working. So pretty nice move in my opinion. I'm definitely looking forward to what I'll be able to, save, pay off more of my debt, put more money into crypto, which I'll be talking about the crypto more soon. I'm almost done with my crypto course that I'm releasing, so I'm excited about that. Definitely make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to the content, helping me out with the algorithm. And for those of you who are, looking for a new job or industry, or if you're unhappy with your current job, or, you're trying to think about how you can make more money, because this is definitely in the now 6-figure range. Once you're making, 8 to 12K a month, you're pretty much solidly in the 6-figure range, even after taxes probably, depending on which state you live in. You might have to look at that, but yeah, it's a pretty solid opportunity, and you don't have to do it forever either. If you decide to get into something else, or if you're just looking to fund or get money for other things that you're into, I'm excited just for the other opportunities I'll be able to pay for once I'm able to, save and invest more money. So it's a great gig in my opinion. The way it works, the industry and the way the hiring works is a lot different than other industries, much better than tech and doing 5 interviews at a time. But yeah, that's pretty much my video for today. I'll put the links in the bio for more information. My my landlord is outside with the lawn equipment now. I don't know if y'all can hear that, so I guess that's time for me to go. Until next time, talk to you guys later.